We just reviewed arguments in general. Now we would like to focus our attention on particular types of arguments. We would like to begin with the first argument, type of argument, which is called an inductive argument. An inductive argument is a type of argument in which the premises imply the probable truth of the conclusion. That is, even if all the premises are true, the conclusion is such that it is only probably true. It is likely to be true. It is not 100% true, but it is likely to be true. We would use inductive arguments when we have certain type of premises available. If you're looking at history, for example, you're looking at historical data, and you want to draw a conclusion about what may happen next, the conclusion you're going to draw is an inductive conclusion. Given that it had rained for so many times historically, I can draw a conclusion about next week or next year. That conclusion is a probability. It may occur. The more evidence I have, the more likely the conclusion. But it's not 100% certain. I may have patterns of behavior. If I'm looking at someone's patterns of behavior and I want to draw a conclusion about what they may do next, Johnny stole cars on Sunday for the last 3 years, consistently. Now, tomorrow is Sunday. I'm wondering, will Johnny steal cars? I can draw the conclusion that Johnny may steal a car again because he has the pattern. Inductive argument says to the mind, it is logically permissible to believe that what has occurred in the past may occur again in the future. In general, to formulate inductive argument, you use sequential truths, statements that can be formed in a sequence so that you can make a leap forward. Because of the probable nature of inductive arguments are evaluated, that is, to determine if they are good or bad, for 3 different things. To determine if an argument of this type is good, you must look to see whether or not the premises are true actually. That means you must investigate to see if they are indeed true. Again, you must look at the validity of the argument. To check the validity of the argument, you need only assume the premises are true and see if the conclusion follows. Validity means logical. Remember what I said earlier about philosophers. They need truth and logic. Logic is called validity. When you look at the logic of an argument, you say whether or not it's valid or invalid. Validity and truth are 2 different concepts. Things may be true, the premises may be true, but you draw the wrong conclusion, so the argument is invalid. An invalid argument is a bad argument, even if the premises are true. The nature of inductive argument makes them probabilistic. The more evidence, the stronger it becomes. This type of argument has another means of evaluation. This is called the strength of the argument. How well do the premises support the conclusion? Johnny stole 1 car on a Sunday. You draw the conclusion, Johnny will always steal cars on Sundays. This is highly improbable. From one instance, you cannot make a claim about always. So that argument is weak. Now you could say Johnny stole a car on Sunday. Johnny may steal another car on Sunday. That's a very possible conclusion. He did it once, he may do it again. And if that's the case, you could say that argument is strong. The strength of an argument is measured in this kind of experiential manner. It's very difficult to determine the strength of an argument unless you have experience in that particular area. I've deployed simple examples that you are familiar with so that you can immediately make sense of what I'm saying. In the classroom, we will discuss more arguments in more detail, and you will have many examples with which to work.